7:43 p.m. Eastern time. We're still kind of setting up here. And now we should be good to go. This is what I like to consider a very last minute live stream. So, yeah, not really totally set up, but we'll get it going here. We'll get everything fixed. Hopefully, there's a few of you on. It's pretty early if you're on the West Coast. But if you're on the East Coast, maybe you just had dinner and you're hanging out and you want to talk a little Tundra for a little while. I am absolutely in need of some caffeine. So we're doing the Pepsi Zeros. So that's always a good time. And hopefully we wake up a little bit. I have been up since 4 in the morning and I'm tired. Sorry, I'm just setting up my other screen while you guys sign on. Clicking a few buttons here so I could see some of your comments. And we should be ready to go. All right, let's see who's around. So there's always that talk of what is the best month to buy a Tundra, a car. It really doesn't need to be a Tundra. And I always say that August or like July is always good. Sage says fan meetup one day. Absolutely, we can figure that out. There's just got to be a good neutral point for everybody. It can't be New Jersey. So it would have to be something like Texas or something like that. But we can definitely figure that out for sure. But how's the 1794 coming? We're going to get to that. We'll let some people sign on and we'll talk all about that tonight. But August to me is starting to shape up to be probably the best month to buy a vehicle, at least in recent years. With August being as good as it is for the Tundra right now, I cannot wait to see what December is like, which is usually the best month to buy a vehicle right before the year ends. Gavin says, just bought mine last week, 2015 for 16K. Nice deal there, sir. Very nice. But I'm seeing, and it's crazy because I'll make a video talking about some crazy deal that I found, and someone will write a comment saying, I'm not seeing deals like that at all. And that is completely accurate because in New Jersey, where I'm at right now, I don't really see that many deals. But when I go over the border to Pennsylvania, I see $8,000 to $10,000 off on all Tundras. Isn't that wild? One border. Every time I do my dealership walk, most of the time I'm in Pennsylvania, so it doesn't take very long to get to. And the deals there, for instance, you guys know I want that 1794 TRD. Well, that is stickering for 70,000 and change. We'll say 71 for the sake of argument. In New Jersey, you might see 1,000, 2,000 off. But in Pennsylvania, it's like a $71,000 truck, and they're talking more 62, 63. So it really just matters on where you look. But some of the deals are red hot. And the other thing I'm seeing in Pennsylvania is dealerships that are, packed with Tundras. Like there's a lot more going on as far as inventory goes. Armin says they aren't running any good deals down here in Louisiana, maybe 4 or 5K off. Yeah, that's kind of your standard when I look around on Auto Trader, 4 or 5,000 off. But what I always tell people is don't let that be, your ceiling. Use that as your starting point. If the dealers are desperate enough to move Tundras, they will work with you. And like, for instance, what's today? The 29th. We have a couple days left in August. This is a good time to start that negotiation where there's a little room in case it takes a couple days. And then you might be able to get the Tundra of your dreams like I'm trying to right now. Sage says, I can attest, got $8,000 off on a Platinum Hybrid in PA. There you go. Yeah, Pennsylvania, man. It seems to be where all the deals are. Koch 33. They always have good deals going on. They're in Easton, Pennsylvania. Conocelli, Toyota, and Conshohocken and Springfield. They're the ones that have the big, big deals. Tri-County out by Limerick, Pennsylvania. All these dealerships we've walked. Thompson, Toyota. Royersford, I believe they're in. That might be Tri-County. I always mess it up. But yeah, they're out there too. They're big discounts. Every time I go to Pennsylvania, big discounts. It's crazy. So that's why I'm trying to buy a vehicle in Pennsylvania right now. Juan says, hey, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Aaron says, I'm going to pick up my new Tundra Platinum red TRD with 3-inch lift, 6.5-foot bed with tow mirrors, safe. The TSRP is 76.5. Been negotiating the land. Oh, you landed at 71,000. That's a great deal on a very, very, I'm stressing very for the third time, very rare truck. You're not going to see that very often. You need to send me pictures. I'm not even asking for you to send me pictures. I'm begging for you to send them my way. TundraDude34@gmail.com. I really want to see that truck. May even make a video on that one. Gavin says, I'm from Louisiana. It took me 2 weeks to find mine. So yeah, like I said, crazy. And I look all around the nation. I don't just look in my area. I look in North Carolina. I look in Texas, California. California is another area that has a lot of Tundras on the lot, but it's hit or miss with deals. Usually there aren't many deals there. If there's anyone here from California, let me know what you're seeing. Nevada is another one that has a lot of Tundras. Depends on where you go to see the deals. Let's see where I'm at. B says, have you tried to sell your truck to get a few more thousand? No, I have not tried to sell my truck to get a few more thousand, like private sale, because I'm still going to be upside down. What needs to happen is, what is it now? So we got 51 on. There's 6 minutes in. I'll tell you what's going on. Thompson Toyota is Doylestown, PA. That's right. Royersford is Tri-County. I apologize, Fossil, my bad. Real quick, Sage says Saturday at 9 a.m. will be the best time because of end of the month, August 31st. I don't quote me on this one because I'm not 100%. I know Toyota does this sometimes. The end of the month may actually be stretched to the second or third into September. Sometimes they do that, especially like with Labor Day. So I'm not sure if those first couple days of September will count toward the, hitting those August numbers. Don't quote me. Aaron will send the picture. California is really tough, says Juan. Okay, so the question once again, Mr. Full Send, how are you, sir? Nope, I'm going to get to Full Send. He's the next one. My bad. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about. Somebody asked I should sell my truck to get a few thousand more, to get things going. So here's where we're at with that because, oh my God, I try not to make any videos on it because the last time I made the video, everyone was just like, just make a video when you get it. But there has been some things going on, sort of. So we're like in a deadlock. Like, is that what they call it? Just like a deadlock kind of thing where they have the offer, as in they won't do what I want as far as the offer, and I have my offer. Now, my logic is, okay, that 1794 TRD has been on that lot for months, okay? It was there the first time I went to the dealership in very early June, and it was there when I went this time. It hasn't moved. There is another one that is just like it. Same exact setup, same exact everything, same exact price too. And then there's a few more very close to it. I'm torn, and this is why. It looks like I could land in a limited TRD off-road. And I would not be mad if I landed in a limited TRD off-road because they're sweet. And they got the body color look on the outside. They got all the TRD equipment. The ones that I like are actually fully loaded completely. They got the Pano JBL, the Softex heated ventilated memory, fully loaded as close as you could get to, say, a Platinum or 1794 without going to a Platinum or 1794. But, and it looks like the incentives from Toyota are better on the limited. And I won't tell you exactly which one it is, but they do have a limited coming in that really does have my attention. So if that one ends up being the one, cool, but that's on this shoulder. And then the Angel on this shoulder is like, dude, you want the 1794 TRD? Just get it. B asked, how much are we apart on money? I'll give you the trade, because that's where the real problem is. It's the trade. My SR5, they are going to give me $41,000 for it. I owe $46,800. Okay, $41,000. I owe $46,800. Now there's money I'm going to be putting down, but that's going to probably have to cover the discount I need on the 1794 to get it to the payment I want it at. So what it would take would be them to drastically discount the 1794 TRD to what it sounds like, to a point where they just won't go. And I was hoping and waiting and kind of thinking like, all right, well, maybe this truck continues to sit there for 3-4 months. We're at the end of August. We're, going into the fourth quarter here. There's 50 something Tundras on the lot. They're not moving. But you know what? I don't know. I just keep sitting and waiting. And again, I could go limited TRD tomorrow. They have a blue one there. I think I showed that in my last video. And it's a blue limited TRD off-road fully loaded, but my one problem, and I really don't want to bend on this. This is kind of like a deal breaker for me, and it's kind of stupid, but this is where I'm at with it. It has the gray, the Boulder interior. I don't want the Boulder interior. If I'm going limited, it's got to be the black interior, like I have in my SR5 right now with the Softex. I know that Boulder is going to get dirty right away. And it's just, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Boulder. So I looked on their website to see what was coming in, and they do have a limited coming in with a black interior, and that would be the way I want to go. So basically it looks like, and I say it looks like because some days you'll talk to me and I'll be like, dude, that 1794 is going to be here tomorrow, baby. And then the next day you talk to me and I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Today's one of those I don't think it's going to happen days. It's kind of been like that for the past couple days because it's just, again, it's in a deadlock, and I cannot give any more. Like, I'm all in. I'm not even trying to do the negotiations anymore. I'm all in. This is what I can do. Do you want to move a Tundra? Cool. If not, we gave it a whirl. And that's when the options opened up into the limited TRD off-roads. But yeah, I drove to play golf today. I woke up at 4 in the morning. I drove all the way into Pocono, Pennsylvania to play golf and drive home. I got home 30 minutes ago, jumped on the live stream real quick with you guys because I wanted to make a video today but didn't have time. I drove my SR5 to and from. And when I'm behind the wheel of my SR5, I like the SR5. It's not a problem. If I had to drive it every day for the next 16 years, it wouldn't be an issue. It has the stuff I need. The one thing it doesn't have that I really want is a back seat again. And this is all one of those things, and you've heard me say this numerous times. This is more of a want than a need. It was one of those like, ooh, if the deals are good, I'm going to try to get a Tundra I have no business being in because it's a high trim. And you know what? I'm an SR5. And the other thing that blows my mind, and I said this to my buddy I golfed with today, I've never had a problem getting in and out of Tundras very easy in all the times that I've traded them. But you got to remember the Tundras that I was in were TRD Pros and Platinums and new gen TRD Pro. They hold their value insanely well, as the SR5 and especially new gen SR5 double cab doesn't. What's the difference from their price on the 1794 and the trade offer? What do you mean by that? So the trade offers 41 and I owe 46.8. Their price on the 1794, last I checked, could be different now, is like 62. So that's the price of the truck. It's going to be a lease, by the way. I'm doing a lease, the same thing I do in all of my trucks. It's a 36-month, 10,000-mile lease. That's what we're trying to do. Let's pop a Pepsi. I'm too tired, and I got to wake up if I want to do this. Dougie Do, how you doing, pal? I got to catch up because I'm way behind. A cheers, by the way, to the military and emergency services of the United States and Canada. We love you. Thank you for all you do. Without you, we wouldn't be able to have live streams of me complaining about wanting these luxury trucks. So everything is for the military and emergency services. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm lost, so I'm going to catch up with this, and then we'll get back to that story. If you have any questions about what I'm trying to do as far as trading, what's going on with that, ask away, and I'll try to answer the best I can. All right, full send. If Mount Rushmore was only one Tundra, what would it be? Only one Tundra on Mount Rushmore. See, I'm torn by that because instantly when I read that, the first thing I thought of was the Toyota T100, the Tundra that, or the truck that made the Tundra, the predecessor. But it's not a Tundra, so it should be a Tundra. So let's try that one. I don't know. Probably Victor Shepard's million-mile Tundra. I think that speaks volumes for all aspect of Tundra. If you want to get deep about it, I mean, it really depends on how you look at what Mount Rushmore means. I mean, the 07 is probably the most popular generation and the most popular year of Tundra. It was the best sales year. And the reason I did my 4 or 5 was like the T3 was the best exposure. The 1794 LE brought in a company from outside and blended 3 great Tundra trims, put them together, and they only made 1,500. Everyone was up there after a lot of thought. So to narrow it down to one, I'd probably go with Victor Shepard's 1 million mile Tundra. Let me know what you think. Soda burps. Here we go. Let's see. Get caught up here. Sage says, I used to work for Toyota. The incentives going into September 3rd aren't in line with the sales quotas. Okay. 31st is still the golden time to do a deal. All right. So I'm going to hit him with this deal one more time at the very, very end of the month. Fossil says, get a Carvana quote that is hopefully higher than they are offering and use it to leverage for a better trade-in. The best offer I've got is from the people I'm trying to work with. They gave max value. So 41 is what they're offering. Other dealerships offered like 37. I got 37, 38, and 39. This was 41. So this is the best one. Scott says Labor Day sale this weekend should tell you if they can do it or not. Yeah, this weekend is kind of the deal. Max says nobody wants a double cab. You know, I'm telling you, man, like I love the way the truck drives. It really is a great truck. And I've always said the double cabs drive a little bit better, right? Because they're a little bit different than your Crew Max. They feel like less heavy, body sway. Well, body sway really doesn't exist on the new gen anymore. But that back seat is just a head shaker, man. A head shaker. Sorry to say it. Already said hi to Dougie, but I'll say hi to Dougie again because I like Dougie. What did I shoot today? 97. 97 Pocono Manor was the course. Tough course. Tough, fast greens today. That's the first time I played in Pocono where it wasn't wet and it was completely fast. And it had me pretty good. But I want to go back there and play again. If you're in the Pocono, Pennsylvania area, Pocono Manor, great course. $45. No big deal. Based is thirsty. Enjoy a nice beverage, my friend. Is that you, Mitch? Andrew says, I say wait, the limited is nice, but you want the 1794. Yes. Dougie Doo says, why lease? Easy write-off. Easy business write-off. I get in and out of these things so quickly that it makes the most sense. Keeps the payment lower because of what I use the truck for as far as the channel. It's kind of a win-win-win. Doc, what's going on, pal? GT350R says, 1794 limited edition. I would love one, but they're so expensive. Sin and JT says, TRD Pro out here in Cali going for MSRP. Now, that's actually very good for California because for years and years and years and years, it has been over MSRP on most Tundras in California, right? Especially the TRD Pro. Long before 2020 as well. Dougie Doo says, previous gen double cabs are great. These double cabs are so bad. I agree. I owned a lot of last generation double cabs. I used to put 3 adults in the back seat, and we would drive from New Jersey to Richmond International Raceway to see NASCAR. Not one complaint, not one problem, fit everything. And all the coolers and the gear and stuff went in the bed. It was a win-win situation. I get that they're shrinking down all the trucks. Like, it is what it is. I understand what they're saying. But as someone that owns one, I don't get it because the back seat's pretty much unusable. I mean, you could throw stuff back there, but human-wise, it's just not, it's not good. It's not good. Oh, Greatest Tundra 1794 limited edition. Definitely. It was on my Mount Rushmore. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I want you guys to see what I think is the Toyota Mount Rushmore. The best Tundras there are. And I want to hear what yours are. Payman says 2024 4Runner or 2021 Tundra. Help me make up my mind. I've never driven. Oh, no. So that's not even the new generation 4Runner. Have you ever driven a 4Runner? And I asked that with you have to, basically saying you have to test drive a 4Runner. Some people love the way it drives. Some people really dislike the way it drives. We owned, my wife and I, had a 4Runner back in, it was 2020 to 2023. And the thing, it's just like all old generation Toyotas, built like a tank, indestructible, could take a beating, reliable 4-liter V6, couldn't get out of its own way on the road. It was not fast at all. And I'm not talking like speeding fast. I'm talking like getting up to speed in traffic fast. It was very, very slow. That was the vibe I got from it. You get used to it, but yeah, that was something. That was something to get used to. So I strongly, strongly suggest you test drive the 2024 4Runner. But if you want something that'll last forever, that's going to be it. The window switches are a little weird on top of the door panel. Yes, that was something I had to get used to as well. We had it was nautical blue, I believe they called it on that, blueprint and Tundra. It had the TRD Off-Road Premium Package 2020. And it had the moonroof. It had, the soft tech seats. It was as loaded as you could get at the time in 4Runner. Nice vehicle. Like I said, the thing, that's the one you want to run for if stuff goes haywire and you got to get out of town real quick. That's the truck that's going to take you and last forever. But it's going to eat gas along the way, so bring some gas canisters. But let's not forget, 4-liter V6. You talk about the 5.7 being legendary, the 4.7 V8 being legendary, 4-liter V6 just as legendary. Sin and JT says, on a 2022 Limited, I needed the truck, so I got this one when they first came out, but I really wanted the TRD Pro, so that's what I'm going to get next week. So get the truck you really want. Yeah, I hear you, buddy. I totally hear you, and I do want the 1794. Want versus actuality is what I'm trying to see right now. And I don't know, but I will try. I will continue to try. It won't be a settle situation. And if it was a settle situation, I would have got that blue one, the blue limited TRD. But again, the gray interior would send me back to the dealership in 6 months. Like, I want something else because I know the gray interior I wouldn't be a fan of. I just know it. Some people like the gray, some people don't. I like the way the gray interior looks. I like the way the capstone interior looks, but it's not something I would want every day and have to deal with. I golf a lot. We're always doing some kind of outdoor activities. I just feel like the interior would get insanely dirty, insanely quick, and my OCD would come out, and I'd be wiping that thing down every other day. It's kind of how I felt about the cream interior, rich cream interior on the 1794. That was one of those, like, all of the interior was like off-white, and it just looked like something that would get very dirty and just be very dirty at all times. I don't know, though. I don't own one. George says he has a 2022 Platinum with the recall for the new engine. I'm not sure if I should keep or try to make a deal for 2024 or 2025. Well, you got some options there. You're going to get a new engine. That's the remedy for Toyota, in case you don't know. For the Tundra, it's a new engine, full engine assembly. And I also heard new turbos with it as well. So you can sit and wait for that. Or if you have a dealership that's willing to do a trade on a 2024 or 2025, you'd probably be better. I wouldn't say better off. You'd probably end up in a 2024 because the deal would be better. But I don't know. As a YouTube person, I would keep the 2022 just to be able to take you guys through the process and tell you everything that was going on. You obviously don't do it. Many people that have the engine recall are trying to get out of them. So I don't know. That's a very tough question. I mean, it's worth a gander. It's worth going in there and seeing what they say and what they offer. You might be able to get something, sweet. I mean, you got a 22 Platinum, so you already have a sweet truck. But maybe they'll be able to match it for something like a 24. 22 to 24 on the Platinum, there's not much different, I mean, it's pretty much the same deal. 2025, you would get the massaging seats and you would get the power tailgate. Those are the two main things that are coming on 2025 in the high trim Tundras. That power tailgate's limited and up standard and optional on SR5, but the massaging seats is high trim only and it's standard. So, it's really up to your preferences there. The heads-up display is a standalone option for 2024 in Platinum and 1794. So, I mean, that probably won't matter to you as far as a big thing, but hey, small things. Monty says, remember the 4.7 and the older 4Runners? It was awesome. Yeah, the 4Runners, if you don't know this, had a V8 in it, and everybody loved it, and then they took it away. Trying to get the 1794 limited edition, no luck. I'm pretty sure they're all sold now. I mean, there's some used ones, but I think all the new ones are gone. Otto says, anyone else have their volume control on, an off button fall off on their 2022, 2024? No big deal, but I have on my 23 1794. from what I see, Otto, that's like a big thing on the forums that a lot of people, their volume knob is falling off, and it's kind of become its own meme. So yes, there are people out there that are having that issue. Is it worth it to get AT&T services for the connected services? I mean, that's up to you. That's up to each and everybody's needs. I don't have any of the connected services anymore other than what stays, for the 10-year one. So I don't have the remote start unless I use the key fob and stuff like that. And for like navigation and everything, I use Apple CarPlay. I use my phone. So I guess if you need like a Wi-Fi hotspot and all that, that's going to be a big deal to you. It's good to have the option of that. Some people will use it and some people won't. And some people will want to pay for it and some people won't. And that's the big thing. If you are just signing on, thank you for being here. We're talking Tundra tonight. We're talking where to find the big deals out there. Getting hit with a lot of emails this past week about looking for Tundras, and no one seems to be able to find them in their given area. And I say this a lot, and it's one of those things that I would put on a T-shirt at this point. Make sure you go out of your normal radius of search. Search nationwide. There are a lot of dealers out there that want to sell these 2024s before the 2025 start coming in. And this is the time of the year where the deals are massive. So people will ship. They will drop off a vehicle to you. They will meet you halfway. Half of the paperwork's done online now. So don't let a truck you really want not be something you go after because it's far away. I'm sure they could figure it out. You'll set it all up. I've seen it done a million times as far as talking to other dealers down in Houston. I have a guy at Fred Haas. He sold a truck to one of my viewers and they shipped it to him. Like there's a lot of options you could do, but the big deals are out there. So if you're not seeing any around you, check Pennsylvania. Because the dealerships I go to, check my dealership playlists. Go look at all the Pennsylvania ones I've gone to recently. They are loaded lots with big discounts, man, and good variety. They're not all the same truck. You see that sometimes, right? They're not all 1794s and a couple platinums. It's like 1794s, a few of them, some limiteds, some platinums, SR5s. Like there's a bunch of different options, and they're not built the same way. You'll see the limited completely loaded up, and then you'll see the limited. It doesn't have the premium auto leveling headlights, or it doesn't have the moonroof. So they're set up to, have you come in and not have to be like, oh, can you get this from another dealership when they have a good amount on the lot? So definitely do your research. My first time I'm going to buy a truck between a TRD Pro and 1794. What is your... Okay, so I'll give you this. As far as those trucks go, in the new generation, if that's what you're talking about, like 2024, the TRD Pro was awesome. I got to drive around in it for 7 months, right? I liked it. The turning radius is god-awful. It's just a little bit wider than the rest of the Tundras out there. But the road presence is amazing. The Fox suspension is very comfortable. The little bit of weather I was in with the truck, the tires did great in the snow. Wasn't a lot of snow, though. And I towed a boat one quick time with it. It did the job fine. It didn't have a ton of sag or anything. But the truck is sweet. You're not probably going to get a great deal on it because it's TRD Pro. 1794 is, your Western theme with a lot of chrome and a lot of options. You could do 5.5 foot bed, 6.5 foot bed, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, iForce Max, TRD off-road or not. There's a lot of different things you can do with 1794. So I suggest test driving both and seeing what's up. When it comes to TRD Pro, you're only really going to get it one way. It comes 4x4, 5.5 foot bed, Crew Max, iForce Max. It's the only way you can get it. So, but the turning radius is, it's not just a joke. Some people you'll see online talk about the turning radius, and it's not in all of the new generation Tundras. It's the TRD Pro. Every other new generation Tundra I've driven, the turning radius is fine. No big deal. Mine, everything is good. But I just got a text right now as I'm live. I'm going to tell you breaking news. I just got a hit up from my guy Ryan from the dealership who said he's going to work on getting me a truck tomorrow. So here I am sitting here pouting about not being able to get a truck. And I'm getting my dealer telling me we're getting her done live, literally happening live right now. That's crazy. He said a truck. He didn't say 1794, so I'm going to have to get with him after this live stream. So hit the like button, baby. We might have just turned this night around. Let's give a cheers here. Not only are we going to give another cheers to the military and emergency services, because I love them more than anything, as you can see from the patches on the wall, let's add 18-wheeler drivers on that as well. Okay? Over-the-road drivers. Without truckers, you don't get anything. So a cheers to those great men and women out there as well. Thank you for everything. Hit the like button, man. We're doing it for them. Cheers. I'm so tired and out of it tonight, and I apologize because I definitely I'm trying to wake up with the Pepsi here. I was on the road today for must have been, man, I left at 7. I had to pick my brother-in-law up. Got there around 10. I was on the road for like 7 hours plus the golf. So I'm beat, man. I'm sorry I don't have that energy for you tonight, but I'm going to push through. I'm here for you. I love doing the live streams. I'm trying to do live streams every week. I think this is week 3 or 4 in a row of doing them. So we are nailing them. What is tonight? Thursday? Thursday's a good night. Let's see. Now, let me get caught up on all these comments, but bear with me. I apologize. Very tired. It's very hard to sleep when you know you're golfing the next day. All I'm thinking about are my shots, my, close range chipping, flop shots. All that stuff is just running through my head. I'm obsessed with golf. And bowling league starts next week. So the sports are back, boys. All right, let me get caught up here. I'm very sorry about that. So, Gene, last but not least, just one more thing with you. 1794 versus TRD Pro, drive both. Strongly suggest you drive both. You can't go wrong with the Pro, but you really can't go wrong with the 1794. Sin and JT, my truck is part of the recall. That's why I really don't want to keep it, because sometimes replacing something, it turns into the big C situation. I hear you on that one, big guy, 100%. If you can get out, why not, right? Get into something else. I will say this, though, and I strongly believe this. This is something I'm really happy about. I'm glad Toyota went the route of giving an entire engine assembly replacement, instead of like, hey, we're going to bring all the trucks in and we're going to look at the oil. We're going to analyze the oil and we'll go from there. They're like, nah, we're going to replace 102,000 engines. So you can't be mad at Toyota for that. They're trying to fix the mistake, and they're doing it pretty much the best possible way. There really is no better way than that. I mean, the other thing people always said is they could just, take the bad Tundras and give new. That's not going to happen. Not when everything else on the truck is golden except the engine. So I have to applaud them for that. But at the same time, I totally get where consumers are coming from. So, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Aiden says, a friend is selling me his 2011 double cab Tundra for $11K with 127,000 miles. I really like the truck, but I took it has a tick by the engine area. I took it to a third-party mechanic, and he said that there might be an issue with the lifters. Wouldn't be sure unless they take apart the engine. What do you think? Should I take it for a second opinion? Take it for a second opinion to a Toyota dealership. And the reason I say that is some of those older second-gen Tundras, like early second-gen, they did have a tick. That's something that a lot of people reported. So take it to the Toyota dealership and let the guys who work on these Tundras, really take a look at that and just determine if it's a tick you have to worry about or just the engine being a little bit louder. Because that is an early 5.7 thing. Big time. Brian, what's up, buddy? Yeah, the OCD. Yeah, dude, you have the Boulder interior, right? So I was talking before about the Boulder interior with the gray it would freak me out. Brian has that gray interior. So tell us what you think about it. Pro and con me, Brian. Loaded 2024 SR5 TRD off-road minus sunroof, or 2025 loaded limited no sunroof. Okay, real quick. I don't know if you're in Canada or the US. If you're in the US, you cannot get a moonroof on SR5, okay? In Canada, you can get a moonroof on SR5. So just want to be on the same page with you. For me, I'm a fan of the moonroofs. It's not something I need. That's definitely more of a want too, but I'd probably go with the moonroof if I had the option, if the pricing was close. Trophy says, I made a huge mistake buying a 2024 Santa Cruz. People seem to really like those. Just traded in for a 2023 TRD Sport with 18,000 kilometers. I really love this truck. Can you tell me some good things about my Sport to make me feel good? Well, number one, it's now rare because for 2025, there is no more TRD Sport. Now, you're in Canada because you said kilometers. That's a guess. So some things might be slightly off because between the US and Canada, Tundras, there's a little bit of difference. But here's what's great about your Sport. Number one, I say this. If you go and look at any dealership walks that I do and talk about the Sport when we see them, it has a premium exterior look while being SR5 pricing. So you get that body color all the way around. You get the beautiful 20-inch TRD black wheels. You got the Bilstein suspension with the 1-inch drop in the front. You have more of a roadworthy tire. The truck could tow roughly 11,000 pounds. It's regular iForce engine, so you're going to get the better gas mileage versus the iForce Max. As per what I've seen, you scored, man. And you got something that's not going to be around anymore, and a lot of people are upset about it. So enjoy every second of it. Good for you. I'm sorry about your Santa Cruz. Juan says, just called the dealership here in California, and they are discounting $5,000 off on most of them. I'm going to pass out. I don't feel so good. California has deals on Tundras. Oh, this is a fever dream. I've never seen that. That's great, man. That's really good. I have never seen California have deals. From what I've seen in California, I don't sit there and look hardcore, but like, what is Longo? Is Longo the big one out there? They never had markups. They've always been at MSRP. There's a few that are at MSRP when everybody else is thousands off. That's big, Juan. That's big. There is a dealership. Somebody sent me I can't remember. I can't remember what dealership it is. Somebody drove through the lot to show me how many Tundras they had. There had to be 70 or 80 Tundras lined up beautifully. And I was like, I'm going to hop on a plane and do a dealer walk video at that lot. I need to go see that because that just looked beautiful. To someone that lives to walk Tundras on a lot, that was the best. My RCSB turns on a dime. It's crazy. No, it really does. I mean, you have a sports car in a truck body. Livestream from the 1794. I would like to. Tomorrow. Andrew says, tell him to tune in. I'm hoping he's watching. If he is, Ryan, if you're watching, say what's up. Because I'm on my phone on the camera, so I can't contact right now while I'm doing this. But the minute I get off. And then I'll make a video tomorrow if it's worth making a video on. Multi-Troy 63, why buy one now when the motor might blow? Okay, I love that question. I'm going to answer it very, very honestly. Number one, I have faith that the engine won't blow, and I'm not too concerned about it. My 2023 was built the same month that the recall ended, okay? I believe the recall went to build dates to February 13th or 14th, 2023. My truck was built in February 2023, but is not part of the recall. Just under 15,000 miles, like 14.3 right now on miles. Truck runs like a dream. I'm not worried about it. But as a YouTuber, and here's my honesty, if my engine did blow, think of the videos you would get. You would see everything. You would see all of my struggles. You'd see my anger, and then you'd see the repair. So it's a win-win, you know? I don't want the engine to blow, don't get me wrong. But if it did, you guys would see every single thing that I go through to get it right. So I'm not too worried about it. But they did make the correction from the debris issue. I did a video right after it happened, very early June. Go check it out. I read the entire defect report, and you could see what they did to correct their issues. Go check it out if you would like to. But thank you for commenting, Multi-Troy. I appreciate you, buddy. Cheers. These Pepsis are amazing. 0 sugar, very good. Andrew says, I just saw it pop up. Show the shirt. It gives you 80s Hulk vibe. There it is. Toyota Racing. Guns, baby. Hitting the gym hard lately. Let's get it. Had to show off the arms, you know. Because when you work out, your ego just, it kicks up. But yeah, this is a shirt. Here you go. Andrew, my man, you allowed the plug. Here is the plug. Toyota Outfitters website. They are the official merchandise website of Toyota TRD and Toyota Racing. This shirt is from there. if you use promo code Tundra Dude, all caps, one word, don't put 34, Tundra Dude, 25% off site wide. All right, that's big savings, and it's not just clothing; it's clocks, it's tailgating equipment, golf stuff, signs, hats, shirts, clothing, whatever. There's a ton there, and it's the official website for all of the Toyota merchandise. So check it out. Let's see. Now, I don't. Oh no, my chat's messed up. No. Why is this happening? I'm having a little difficulty here. I don't know why that's happening. Why do you hate me? Just going to go to the bottom and try to work. Oh, there we go. I got it fixed again. For some reason, it was moving the whole screen and not the little chat bar. Let's see. I'm lost, so I'm going to get caught up here. What about a platinum non-hybrid? I do like the platinum non-hybrid. Again, I feel like I'd be at that point. I'd be like, why couldn't I just get the 1794? You got to understand, I've owned pretty much all trims of Tundra except the 1794. But the 1794 is my favorite trim of Tundra. You know, I got the 2022 driver's seat that I made into an office chair, but I've never had the truck. So I don't know. We're this close. I don't want to let it slip, you know? So I'm really going to keep trying until they tell me, dude, it's not happening straight up. We'll go a different direction. Andy says, hope you get an awesome deal on 1794. Cheers. Hey, Andy, I appreciate you, buddy. Gene says, because I do construction, I'm living in Massachusetts. I want to know exactly what is better for snow. Well, I mean, that's going to depend on the tire you have on the truck. But if you're doing construction, you might want to think about, 1794 with that 6.5-foot bed, a bigger bed on the Crewmax. Definitely go test drive both, though. Massachusetts, huh? Very nice. What part? George says, do you know when they will fix the remote start to keep the truck running when you get in? Well, a lot of Toyotas are switching over to that, including, you probably have seen my short on the Tacoma already has that. I think the next refresh, the Toyota Safety Sense, will bump up to 3.0 from 2.5 that it's at now, and that's when we will see it. So soon. John says, congratulations, man. Woohoo. It's not done yet, good sir. That's the start in the right direction. Fake sugar is absolutely worse. Yeah, I 100% with you. Let's see. George says, I already answered that. Brian says, I'm good with keeping the gray interior clean. However, I start to sweat when Tammy and my son, Mason, are at the drive-through McDonald's window. Yeah, I hear you, buddy. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to deal with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sitting here, talking about Boulder, and I'm trying to get Saddle Brown, but at least Saddle Brown is a little bit darker. Boomer says, Tommy at Delivered is getting at least 10% off Tundras right now. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Thank you, sir. Andrew says, show the shirt, giving me 80s Hulk Hogan vibes. Yep, you guys know I'm a huge Hulkamaniac. I've always been. Right next to me, there's a Hulkamania thing. There's a Hulkamania thing on the wall over there. There's a lot of Hulk Hogan in this house. We are fans, or I am a lifelong fan of Hulk Hogan. And I still pose like Hulk Hogan. You have to. T-Dub says, or Trophy says, thanks for your great answer. You're awesome. Thanks, pal. Enjoy that truck. TRD Sport all the way. I'm a big supporter of TRD Sport. I hate to see it go away. T-Dub says, I wish I had gotten the TRD 3-inch factory lift. I feel like it's a better install. I'm going to add after the fact. Dealer wants $1,500 to install and front end alignment with calibration sensors or recalibration sensors. That's, what, the install, I'm hearing that as well. The install is not cheap, so it is what it is. Andrew says Coke Zero over Pepsi Zero. I got Juan telling me California is getting discounts on their Tundras. I got Andrew telling me Coke Zero is better than Pepsi Zero. What is tonight about? What are we doing? Because both of those blow my mind. Let's see. Nobody wants them. 21 and older are the only ones worth buying. Well, I wouldn't say nobody wants them. 2024 is on pace to be the second best sales year all time for Tundra. So there's definitely a few people that want them, but there's nothing wrong with liking the last generation. And I think the big issue for me as a Tundra fanatic enthusiast is I hate to see that there's become two levels of Tundra fan. There's the old gen Tundra fan and the new gen Tundra fan, and they don't like each other. We need to bridge that gap and just all be happy under the banner of Tundra. Whether you are a fan of one or the other, we still have to respect and observe the entire Tundra model line. I don't think F-150 guys are fighting with each other over different F-150 generations. I mean, I'm sure they are, but I feel like of all the message boards I read and all the brands I look at, the new gen Tundra has brought out some interesting stuff in folks when it comes to the love or hate they have for it. But we're all the same team, man. We're all the same team. But you know what? The best part is if you get a older Tundra, second gen, first gen, they're going to run forever. I did that video the other day about my Mount Rushmore of Tundra, and one of the trucks I put on there was the Toyota T100, which is the predecessor to Tundra. They're still for sale on Auto Trader, T100s right now. They run forever. That's what Toyotas are known for. So Toyota's going to get this new gen where it needs to be. And when we go to switch over to the next gen, which I can't wait for just to see this, I've saved a few videos so I can use this later down the road. So welcome to the live stream, and I think you'll like this. Every time an engine switches over, the fan base and owners are mad that the old one is going away. This happened with first gen to second gen. This happened in Tacoma when they went from 4-liter V6 to the 3.5 V6. And now again, everybody hated the 3.5 V6 when it came to Tacoma. Now everyone is mad the 3.5 V6 is gone and it's the 4-cylinder 2.4 turbo. So eventually we're going to get to the point of when there's something new coming and everyone's going to be like, no, don't get rid of the 3.4. What are you doing? So it's just Toyota needs to do what they do best, and they need to get the platform that's out there now the best they could possibly be. I read something the other day that Toyota is looking to go like full hybrid soon. So when people have been saying like the V8 needs to come back, that pretty much puts the nail in that coffin. And yeah, I don't see that happening, to be very, very honest with you. I think we're just going to have, they want an entire hybrid lineup, meaning no regular engines anymore, just hybrid setups, at least. So I don't know what that'll be like, but you let me know what you think in the comments below on that. I read it in an article, but I didn't sit there and save it or anything. I just saw it. Coffee over soda all day. I'm just, coffee in the morning for me. If I had a coffee right now, like this doesn't do much to me. This helps me get through this. If I had a coffee right now, I'd be up at 3 a.m, staring at the wall, looking at Auto Trader like I do every night. All right, let me get caught up. Sorry. Terry says, hey, Mark, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Did you get your 1794? Just got on here. At the beginning of this live stream, no. During this live stream, my salesman commented right on the top of the screen, tomorrow might be the day something gets done. So when I get off this live stream, I'm going to contact him and figure that all out. So right now I'm in a good mood about it. I didn't start the live stream in a good mood about it because I'm just fed up with the whole thing at this point. So we'll see, man, but it's looking pretty good. I appreciate the question. And I have two groups of people. I have a group that's like, yo, every single thing that happens with this 1794 stuff, make a video on, please. And then I have this group that's like, yo, just update us when there's like, a purchase. So I'm trying to juggle both. I don't want to make a video all the time. That's why I do like to do live streams, because here I could just answer questions. Crazy says, sorry if this is already understood. What's the 34 for? So the question is, Tundra Dude 34. What is the 34 for? I was a hockey goalie my whole life, and my number was 34. That's it. And I became number 34 after John Van Beesbroek. He was my idol growing up. He was a Rangers goalie, then he became a Panther goalie, almost took him to the Stanley Cup. Then he became Flyer goalie. Then he became Islander goalie. Then he became Devils goalie. But he's known for the Rangers and the Panthers and a little bit of the Flyers. That's what the 34 is. Threw my hockey number on the end of it. That number I take with me everywhere. Trophy says, any suggestions for the best tire for riding comfort 20-inch TRD Sport. Are you not happy with your tire you have now? That tire is for on-road comfort. Juan doesn't like Fords. Andrew says, have you seen any new trucks with the TRD performance package yet? I did a video 2 weeks ago about a TRD Pro that is inbound. It might be there already by now to Stamford in Stamford, Connecticut, the Toyota dealer up there. They have one coming in. It looks like TRD Pros are going out first with that performance pack, but there are a few, 2024s going to dealerships right now. Jonathan likes coffee over soda. I second that unless I'm doing a live stream. Trophy says, I'm thinking of adding a new catback exhaust to get some growl for my 2023. Check out, I don't know how much growl you're looking to get. Definitely check out BA Mufflers. BA Mufflers, Dirty Deeds Industries. Keith, the gentleman over there who owns that company, great guy, big Tundra enthusiast, and makes exhausts for all Tundras, including new gen. And he can gear the sound to how you want it. Very good dude to work with. Highly recommend. Check him out. B as in boy, A, muffler. Simple. Packing says, I don't want turbo engines, let alone hybrids. The wave of the future, my good friend. The wave of the future. That's just the way. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, I drive a turbo every day. I've driven the hybrid iForce Max, which is obviously turbo with the iForce or the hybrid system with it. Both great driving trucks, but the longevity is what we're all paying attention to here to see what happens. Crazy says, awesome, love it. Yes. I have, you can't really see it in the shots, but I do have pictures of me playing right there. If you can see it. It's in the corner. There's two up there. Let's see. Monty says, wonder what the 2021 Tundra lease buyout is versus what it's worth retail. Let's see. Let's play with that a little bit. So the gentleman who traded in, I did a video, man, this was like 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago now. Holman Toyota had that Lunar 21. Somebody turned it in off lease. It had 21,000 miles on it. So he probably turned it in and walked away because it's 2024. So that's why you're seeing all these 2021s on the lot. They were selling it for $56,600. His residual, like say he wanted to keep going, was probably, and this all depends on his payment and everything, but just average, probably in the high 40s at least, maybe low 50s. But if you go on, and this was a video I planned on making the next couple days, I went on and I looked for TRD Pros in like 2021 and 2020. All of them, regardless of miles, are going for around what they were at new. Some more than when they were new. People can't stand that, right? They get so mad. Couple things you got to keep in mind, and this is a completely, I don't even care if you're not a Toyota fan, you are a Toyota fan. The resale value on Tundra has been, the best for years and years. TRD Pro is like the premier trim of Tundra. So the values are way up on that. But more importantly than all of that, not only do you have the best resale and the best trim, but you have extreme high demand for second gen Tundras right now because of the problems with the new gen Tundra, right? So you're dealing with that. So it's driving the price up. It's supply and demand all day long right now when it comes to these late second gen Tundras. That's why the prices are going up. People are freaking out online about that. And I try to tell them, but some people don't want to listen to reason. If a lot of people are interested in stuff, these dealers are going to be like, wow, a lot of people like these. Jack the price back up. And the prices were already insane on them, but now they're up at new. So anyway, as I was saying, Monty, the 2021 that fella traded in only had 21,000 miles on it. That truck brand new in 2021, 55, 56,000. And it depends on if it had steps or a spray-on liner, but we'll say 56,000. And they were asking 56,600 with 21,000 miles on it. Like, dude, that's the way it is. If you want second gens, they're going to make you pay for it right now. And it's not a New Jersey thing. I've looked all over the place. They are insane, dude. Expensive. All right, getting caught up. Hey, dude, Greg, what's up, buddy? Coming from Los Angeles, it's only money. Exactly. Greg, I'm trying so hard to tell myself it's only money when I'm trying to buy the 1794 right now. BA does deal with Canada, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure Keith will take care of you. Hit him up, email him, and let me know. After you get done with Keith, if you had an experience you want to talk about, tundra234@gmail.com is my email. I'd love to hear how it went. Tell him I sent you. Jonathan said, couldn't they bring a V8 back as a hybrid? I can drink coffee and go to sleep, a result of 5 years total time in Afghanistan and Iraq. Oh, dude, listen. I'm doing this for you, bud. Fresh soda. Cheers to your service in Iraq and Afghanistan. Jonathan, sir, thank you for what you have done for our country. Thank you for defending our freedom. Cheers. I'm sorry, coffee means nothing anymore, but thank you for doing what you did. Cheers to you and your brothers and sisters in the military of the United States. All of them, Army, Marines, Air Force, Navy. We love you all. Can't leave out the Coast Guard. Defender LTX MS2 is stealthy quiet. Michelin. Okay, yes. Mr. Malpe says, hey, Mark, greetings from, I'm going to say this wrong, Naugatuck, Connecticut, formerly Las Vegas, Nevada. I recently finished a cross-country trip while towing a 23-foot camper, and my 2022 Platinum performed flawlessly. Now, that's always good news for everyone involved. You, the people that are thinking about buying a Tundra that tow, me, I love to hear the good stuff every once in a while. I always hear the negative. It's good to hear positive every once in a while. So, Simeon, congratulations. Good trip. Connecticut, that is a long ride from Vegas, bud. Monty says, crazy to drop it off or trade when you could buy it out and sell it. I will tell you this, Monty, this may blow your mind. I've seen and heard this a lot more than you would ever believe. Some people they want to come up to the new gen because of the new technology and the drivability of the truck and stuff. If you have done something for so long, you want to try something new. But if I was the owner of that 2021 TRD Pro, I probably would have tried to sell that myself, unless you didn't want the hassle, because private selling those trucks right now, you're going to get a pretty penny. Terry says, never happened, but 3-liter diesel would be amazing. Yeah, I think diesels are something we're not going to see much of. And, especially in Tundra. I think, and we talk about this every once in a while, but if you remember, I've done a video on this truck a few times. Back in SEMA 2007, I believe it was, Toyota brought a Tundra that was a diesel with a Hino diesel, and it was a dually, okay? And that was a concept truck. I think we might have seen a heavy-duty Tundra if it wasn't for the 2008 recession. That destroyed any chance of seeing any more than a half-ton Tundra, in my humble opinion. The sales took a big drop in 2009, and it just didn't make any sense. They went from building the Tundra in Indiana and San Antonio to just San Antonio. So I think if that momentum was kept from 07 and 08 too, because that was a big sales year, and the recession didn't happen, we may have actually seen that. And the Hino engine in it, that's awesome. If you don't know, Hino makes box trucks and commercial vehicles in America, and that's a Toyota brand. So they do have diesels here. Alex says, I'm looking at buying a 2024 Tundra that shows a manufacturer date. Oh, no. Okay. So my screen just died. I got to go up here and see if I could. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. I didn't charge the iPad because I forgot to do everything. It has a manufacturing date of July 2024. I heard the issues. Oh, my God. I heard the issues were from May 2024 and before. Do you think this vehicle will be affected? I'm looking to purchase soon. I mean, that seems like a pretty good date. Manufacturer date of July, last month. The issue was called out on a recall in April 30th, 2024. So your engine is months after that and way longer since they corrected it. There are still some 2024s out there with some issues here and there. It's not like a set recall thing for 2024. But if you're looking for the safest bet, that probably would be it, man. Because that's, again, last month. So, I mean, it's all guessing game because you're not getting anything straight up. As far as Toyota's like these are 100%. The problem is fixed and nothing else will happen. But if I was looking for a good date to look at, I would think July and August would be some pretty good dates. Just my opinion, though. Just my opinion. Justice says, hey, I got an offer for a Tundra limited at 56.4. Is that a good deal? Truck is 4x4. What's the difference between 4x4 and TRD off-road? 4x4 it's capable of having 4x4 versus two-wheel drive. It's four-wheel drive. And TRD off-road is a package. So that adds things like if it's unlimited for you, a 20-inch TRD wheel, Bilstein suspension, Falcon Wild Peak tires, TRD grill, locking rear diff, multi-terrain select crawl control, TRD shifter, sport pedals, red engine start button. It says TRD off-road decal on the side of the bed. That's what you get with the TRD off-road package. The locking rear diff, multi-terrain select, and crawl control are the main thing because you can only get that in off-road and pro. Unless you got a 1794 limited edition, that also has it. 56.4, depending on the build. I'll put it to you this way. I have an SR5 TRD off-road double cab, the small cab, and I paid sticker for that thing in 2023, 58 and change, I believe it was. Man, I'm just getting in. Are you closer to the 1794 of your dreams? Josh, when we started out the live stream, I was feeling very like, I don't think it's going to happen. And as I was talking, my salesman popped up and messaged me and said, we're going to figure this thing out tomorrow. So I'm feeling pretty good that actually does happen. Excuse me. Yeah, so Josh, let's hope, buddy. Tired of the car thing. I just want it to be done. I discovered the oil filter on the new Tundra is the same small beep filter they use. Hold on the four-cylinder engine. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. One thing with automotive companies nowadays, Monty, I know you'll agree with this one, buddy. Everything that we used to see in the automotive industry where, manufacturers had all these different models that were completely different from one another. Now, everything shares platforms, shares equipment. Everything is shared to save as much money as possible. And I feel like down the road, we're going to look back on these times. And I'm talking, it's not going to be us looking back. It's going to be history books looking back. And it's going to be like, wow, there has to be cost savings and unique has to be something we look at differently than they did back then. As in, it was fun to go look at cars back in the day. And I'm not even talking that long ago. We're talking like 80s, right? It was fun to go look at how different every car was, their own platform. Of course, forever they shared things, but now I feel like every single item is shared off of the same platform. And that unique aspect of each vehicle is all but gone, right? And yeah, I don't know. Like I get the saving money part, but at the same time, it takes away from like the spirit of it. And I know the only thing that matters, right, is money. So, they don't care about that unique spirit. But man, some of those trucks back in the day, think of like the old Toyota pickup truck from the 80s. Think of that thing, right? That thing was a beast. That thing could take a beating. I really feel the new truck is cheesy compared to the 07 to 21. I can see that. I like the look of the new truck, but I mean, to each their own. I'm actually, people don't, and I don't even know why I would waste my time telling you this if it wasn't real. I genuinely like the look of the new gen. When I first saw the new gen come out, I was happy with the look. Some people don't like it. Some people do like it, but I don't know. I really like it. And I like the front end. I know people always complain. They wish it was the Sequoia front end and all that. I'm glad it's not the Sequoia front end. I think it looks great. I don't know. That's just me. And that always depends on package as well. So like certain Tundras look good with the front end the way it is. Certain Tundras would look better with the Sequoia front end, but just spitballing. I like the new Tundra. I like the technology. I like the driving aspect of the truck. I like the look, but to each their own, right? I work on cars for a living. I see it all. No, 10-4 good, buddy. I'm not saying anyone's wrong. I'm not saying anyone's right. We can have opinions, right? And that's something we forget sometimes, especially on this channel. People will be, this is how I feel, and it's fact. But I'm just saying, to each their own. '07 to 21 is such a great generation of Tundra. Will always be looked at as the best all time. Um, and you know what? They drive up to 1,000,000 miles. So keep them forever. I tell everyone to go test drive a new gen, night and day different. Absolutely. And when I first drove my first new gen, I have a video on that if you want to go see it. It was a 2022 limited and supersonic red. It was a TRD off road. I was like, I wasn't a huge fan of it because it was so different. So different. It was like, I felt like it wasn't the same model. You could see me in the video naturally as I talk through my first drive. Because when I do my first drive videos, I do them with you. The first time I get in the vehicle is with you. There's no pre-drive to get my mind right or anything. No, we just turn the thing on and go. And you can see me being like, I don't know about this because it feels so different from the old generation. The old generation, I said this earlier about the 4Runner. I'll say this about the Tundra because it's true. It's a tank, man. The thing's built to last as long as humanly possible. I didn't feel that when I got into the new gen. And it took me a while. But then when I started driving around in a new gen a lot, I fell in love with the drivability of the truck and the feel. The brakes are good. There's no more body sway, really. The truck drives like a dream. The transmission's amazing. Everything about the driving of the truck is great. It tows the boat that I tow around every once in a while for my father. It tows it fantastic. So did the old gen, though. But this tows it very comfortably on both trucks, old and new gen. It never feels like the boat's back there. The thing's like 6,500 pounds. It's covered everything it needs to cover for me. But when I first got in it, I could feel the difference in materials, old gen versus new gen, all day long. I'm lost again. Finally caught the live feed. Harold, how you doing, pal? Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. David says, this is why I switched from my 19 to a 24 limited TRD, because the looks and technology, and the gas mileage too. That's another thing, the gas mileage, forgot about that. Seen some guy on YouTube talking about the same engine issues in the 24 models. Have you heard anything beyond February 2023? So there is some 2024s that have an engine issue, but it's not a recall situation yet. And there is no like numbers out there to give you. You'll just hear people here and there on forums. I'm so lost. I have to do this all on my phone. Are all the limited 1794s sold out? How do I get one? I looked the other day. There was one that was used with 7 miles on it. Oh my God, literally 7 miles on Auto Trader. Go check it out. It looked like somebody bought it and like registered it and everything, and then decided they didn't want it. So then it has to be marked as used, but it's brand new. It's 7 miles on it. Not 70, not 700, 7 miles. Okay. The aluminum body on the Fords are holding up. No more rusting in 4 years like the prior body. That's good, I guess. Drives like a sedan almost. How's your deal coming along? Mine's at a standstill. Mine is at a standstill. That's hopefully being worked out. My salesman popped on here during the live stream in a message and said we're going to figure it out tomorrow. So let's figure it out tomorrow, salesman. But yeah, I'm going to call it a live stream. We've been on here 68 minutes and change. I thank you guys for tuning in. This was very unplanned. I'm glad you're able to hang out. And like I said, the live stream started with, I don't think it's going to work out on this new Tundra, to my salesman messaging me during the live stream and the vibe completely changing to this actually might happen. So I'm still going into it as a pessimist and just going to wait and see because I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm until it's sitting in my driveway and the paperwork signed, I don't, believe anything. I already fell for that a couple weeks ago where I thought it was a done deal and I looked really stupid on the other end. So, we're figuring it out. We're going to make it happen. But I'm glad I could, come on here and vent to you guys because my wife is tired of hearing me complain about this. But, you guys are Tundra people too. So it makes it a lot better. Make a new video on my new truck. The minute something goes down, you're going to see the new truck, stuff right away. Content is going to be flowing out of me with the new truck. I'm going to try to spread it out a little bit so, we don't run out of content immediately. But yeah, I'm glad you guys want to hear all about it. I don't want to bore you with everything, but I'm going to keep on keeping on and letting you know every single thing. I'm going to share the deal as soon as it's done. That's what I keep telling people. Once it's all buttoned up in the driveway, we're going to go over everything. I'm just waiting. I feel like it's more professional to take care of this first and then tell you the aspects of the deal. Monthly payment, down payment, term, all of it. All right? That's my plan. No, I'm not on the recall, Doug. I'm good to go. 14,000 plus miles now. Runs like a top. Tip top. So we're good on my end. But everybody have a great night. And I want to send you out the right way like we always do. There's one rule. If you have a drink in front of you, raise it up. This is a big one, folks. Are you ready? A cheers to the military and emergency services of the United States and Canada. And also the over-the-road truckers. Without them, we don't get the supplies we need. God bless you. God bless the troops. And God bless the United States of America. Cheers to all of you. I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for listening to me complain about this new truck that's coming. And I hope it will get here as soon as possible. And yeah, thanks for being here. You guys are the best. Be safe, be well. Video tomorrow. Then we're going to the lot on Sunday morning. So make sure you hit subscribe and hit the notification bell because I go live from the lot at like 7 in the morning. So I want you guys to be there to see all the trucks. And then Monday will be the long form video. T-Dub says, God bless America. I like it. I like that patriotism, my good man. Awesome. Absolutely, Ken. Be safe. But anyone, or everyone, I should say, be safe, be well, and thank you so much for being here. And hit the like button on your way out. Why not? It helps the video. I appreciate you all. I have no idea where the X is. There it is. All right. Be safe, guys.